Amerasian children, half Filipino, half foreigner. Agnes works with women like Preciosa Colompiano, who lives in a slum with her Amerasian son, Paul. Paul's father was an American pilot who abandoned them more than 20 years ago.
You and me, guys.
How long ago was this? How long ago did you graduate?
3 years na. 3. Wala pa? Or 2 years? 2. And yung paninira na yung
Paul struggles to find the English word to describe what Amerasians like himself need as a result of being abandoned by their American fathers.
Payapa, komportable. Peace.
What about you, Nanay? What's your experience being a mother of an Amerasian? Do you have any experience being a mother of the Amerasian? Do you encounter some,
I don't
discrimination?
Mind.
Now, how do you spend your life?
Working hard.
Yeah.
So that they can get an income for our daily needs. Sacrificing too much to make my son big. That's all.
Another option for older bar girls is to become a mama-san, a manager or pimp for the younger women. They arrange dates for the girls and collect bar fines from the men.
She shares it with Beth.
Yeah. So Mila's live here also.
Mila and Beth live in the back rooms of heaven with their mama-san named Shirley.
Yeah, this is a picture of Beth and her son.
Can you tell me about your job as a mama-san? How you arrange deals for the girls? Explain that.
Yeah, I work as a mama-san. I sit there and put sometimes customer and then ask with the customer something to drink, and then if they have some good time, some head, that's all.
Okay. So if they come here, they get mostly head here?
Yeah, mostly the head.
Okay. Why would a customer come here rather than Fields? What would be the difference?
I think that's big difference. Some in Fields Avenue, if the guys ask, how to make head, and then the girl, they said, no, I don't know how. But here, they said already.
So the girls on Fields make boom boom.
Only, but here they give.
But
only.
here they give head. When one of your girls is bar fined, where do they go to have the sex?
Sometimes in the hotel.
Okay. Ever back here in the rooms? That's not what this is for. Okay.
The final option for girls like Mila are the casas or brothels where the local Filipino men go. The girls are locked inside, and a guard lets customers in every 15 minutes. In many ways, bar girls are much better off than the casa workers, who get about 50 cents a customer and have up to 15 men every night. The Philippine National Police have just rescued 17 girls from a casa. All were tricked into coming to Angeles by recruiters in the provinces.
Yes, the casa looks like a shanty house, wherein in one place there is a little living a sala, wherein you can see the pimp or maybe the maintainer. Then once a client or a customer comes in, the pimps, they will call in the ladies from their cubicle. And then they will line up there for the client to choose who will be his sex partner inside the cubicle. Once the lady was chosen, they'll go inside her cubicle and then that's it. I think if anyone who could go there and see that kind of situation, no one will tell that that's fine. Imagine, as if they're slave. Imagine how they were treated when they were given their food. Oh, I can't describe by as if you see a dog eating under the table.
I guess the most disturbing thing is the trip into the casas, to go into the catacombs or the bowels of these casas, which are ugly enough to begin with, and you just go further and further back and you see young women, two of them living on a little cot on a piece of concrete, and to know that even in the middle of the night, if one of them's called upon to perform a sex act, she has to give up her bed to let this go on. To recognize that there is no way out of there, that you could be born, live, and die in those catacombs, and that is very disturbing. I don't think that many can even visualize how gut-wrenching being in there is.
How long have you lived here?
What kind of man could come in here?
How old are you?
All right, I know.
I've never felt so sad to be a woman. I've never felt so disgusted by humanity. To see these girls living in rooms that were no bigger than 8 feet by 4 feet, 2 to a room, living there 24 hours a day with nowhere to go, was disgusting, and I felt sick to my stomach, and I wish I could have thrown up so that people would have known exactly how disgusted I was. And I felt guilty when I left because it was like I was leaving them behind, and I don't want anyone to feel like that, and it makes me feel like not what I'm doing is useless, but how much can I really achieve, and what I'm doing is that the work that I'm doing with women, is it ever going to reach women who are so low on the totem pole? You know, I have this idea of prostitution, and that wasn't it. That wasn't prostitution. That was something completely different. It was slavery. It was the most horrid thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
So how will Mila's story end? Will she become a mama-san? A poor mother of an Amerasian? A casa worker? Or will she be one of the lucky few to escape with a foreigner?
Mila got pregnant to an American. I asked her if, did you ever tell this, this American that you're pregnant? She told me yes, but he did not promise anything about the pregnancy. Do you work here? Only vacation. Her hopes is to get another foreigner to give her a good future.
The hope doesn't just affect Mila and girls like her. All these children suffer as well. Some will end up in the bars. Some will find work in factories. But most will live out their lives in poverty.
Papa, dito, colors, sharp, correct? Actually my vision, is to go out of the country, to work there outside the country while I am, raising funds with other, I don't know if this is an impossible dream, but I do hope someday it will be a possible dream. Before, Mila is hoping that Alan would marry her. But now, when she got pregnant, because maybe she's a little bit desperate, she's not hoping that anymore.
Next time on The Lens. Tuesday, January 23rd, a safer sex trade.
We all do things for money, whether it's in this trade or some other trade. So let's get over that one right now.
We've got an escort 411 section. If we've had a bad client, we go on and describe him and write everything about him and what had happened.
Exploring the lives of two upscale sex workers in Vancouver. In contrast with a former street prostitute's experience of the dangers of the business. In a city where a man stands trial for the murder of 26 women, most of them in the sex trade.
You don't go stay on the street out here and go become the next Pamela Anderson. You stay on the street out here and you end up dead. You see girls, like laying in back alleys. You hear about the stories of girls getting chopped up and dumped.